Agriculture in Wisconsin is a $105 billion a year industry. Of that, about 45 or 46 billion comes from the dairy industry. And today we thank another one of our farmers, the dairy farmers at 5 Star Dairy. Lee Jensen and his wife, Dr. Jean Amundsen, and cousin Jim Jensen operate 5 Star Dairy. And we're here in the Elk Mound area. And Lee, tell us about 5 Star Dairy. How big is it as far as the dairy herd, the dairy farm, and the cropping acres?
Sure. Well, we've been here 20 years now, so we're time flies when you're having fun. Our family's farmed really over 100 years now. So the dairy itself, we're about 1,100 cow dairy, and we raised our heifers, and we currently are cropping about 4,500 acres. So we do typical corn, soybeans, alfalfa. We do some rye. We do cover crops. We store and process all our corn and soybeans and feed a large percentage of them. If we have extra, we sell. And then we, Jim and I, have a trucking business, so we haul a lot of agricultural commodities. So our family's hauled milk for over 60 years. And
of course, as a dairy farmer, your first concern is the cows, as far as cow comfort. That makes them milk, along with good feed, of course. How do you house these cows? How do you bed these cows to make them comfortable?
Sure. Well, it's evolved a little bit over the years. We have, well, first of all, Jean's a veterinarian, so she handles the reproductive, the vaccinations, everything on the female side, including the heifers. But we have, most of our stalls now are deep bedded, and so it's just a deep, soft, very comfortable bed. And we are a little bit different. We don't use sand. We have digester and separation, and now we do a dryer, so we're drying the solid. So we're really double pasteurizing the bedding, and it's all recyclable. And that's most of the cows. And there's about 300 on compost beds. So that's all our transition cows, which is basically sawdust. And then we chisel plow those once a week or twice a day, and clean up and bed once a week.
So in other words, you're taking the manure from the cows, running it through the digester, purifying it or pasteurizing it, blowing it back onto the cows. That's their bedding.
Yep. And it's our cell counts right now running a little below 100,000. And at the worst it ever seems like it gets is about 130. Yep. So we're real consistent in there. And when I was at the old farm, we had straw and sawdust. I would have never dreamt you could use a byproduct of manure, really, and have a better cell count than we did at the old farm, but we do.
Yeah, no insects, no flies as well. Now, tell us about production. With 1,100 cows, how much milk are you producing for consumers and all the products that we make? I know the baby food and different things like that where you ship your milk. How much production are you getting from the cows?
We're running right now about 85,000 pounds a day of milk that's sold. And on a per cow basis, we're about 92 per cow. Right now we are drying a lot of cows off. We're coming into some real heavy calving in the next 6 months. I think the production will probably go up. Of course, we've done a lot better job on the feed and packing and harvesting, which Jim's a big part of that. And then, we have our nutritionalist, and of course our family's always been big on genetics. So we have more tools in our bucket than we ever had before to help the cows produce more. And that's kind of our job, is to make them comfortable. And
one question I always get from people about a farm this large: how many calves a day do you get? You're getting into the heavy calving period. What does that mean for you?
Well, ideally we'd calve about 100 a month. Doesn't always work out that way. So in our peak months, it'll probably be 150 a month. On our slow months, it'll be maybe 80. So, 3 to 5 a day, and more when the storm front comes in.
And Mother Nature works that way. So again, we thank another farmer, Lee Jensen here at 5 Star Dairy in the Elk Mound area with his wife, Dr. Jean Amundsen, and cousin Jim Jensen. Again, feeding America as we thank a farmer courtesy of Rural Mutual Insurance.